If I'm reading the fan base right, the perception is that Todd Richards is too nice a guy to be part of a culture change. But you obviously believe that's a misperception. Why?
Well, that's an interesting view. I didn't see that. I worked closely with him. I think he helped change the culture in a short time here already. And again, we want to improve our competitiveness, raise our own internal standards, expectations, and I saw him do that, and we talk about it every day, and I really believe he's going to be able to do it.
This move took a little bit of courage on your part in that, from a PR standpoint, fans would have been more satisfied if you had considered every option, interviewed a whole bunch of guys, but you felt secure enough in Todd to go that way. What was it about him that you felt so secure in that selection?
Well, I knew Todd before he became a coach in the NHL. I knew him because I worked with him when he was in Wilkes-Barre and I was the assistant general manager in Edmonton. So I knew what he was about then. He really impressed me then. I think he's got great experience. He's been a coach in Minnesota, a very difficult time to go back to your hometown and maybe not have as much success as everybody wanted you to, but I think he's learned a great deal. And I got to see him work for 3 months, and we looked at everybody. We really did. There's not a lot of change going on at the coaching ranks right now in the NHL, and we just felt like he's the best guy for us.
Well, I think you bring up a great point. A lot of his reputation is based on his time with Minnesota, and he's a different guy from that time. Did you ask him what he's learned since then, or what he learned in his tenure with the Blue Jackets that made you more comfortable going with him?
Well, we certainly talked a lot about his Minnesota experience and what he would do differently and the challenges that he had there. And look, there's going to be challenges in every place you are, and how he dealt with it. He talked about that a lot. Not so much. I got to see him and talk to him every day when he was here, so we didn't have to talk a lot about his time here.
Talking to you and to the players, I get the sense that this is a move that makes people comfortable and establishes some stability. But what about the idea that teams are best when they're on edge a little bit and a little uncomfortable?
Well, I think he has the ability to do that at the appropriate times. I think this move, the player's sense, is part of achieving stability. But I think if you really listen to what the players are saying, they're probably talking a lot about hope. They saw how their group responded to Todd, how well we played, how excited everybody was, and that's what I saw too. So stability, hope, certainly that's what I'm banking on.
Well, and another thing is you brought in guys over the course of the season last year who had a little bit of a competitive fire, and Todd worked well with that. When you've got a group that is self-motivated, bringing in a coach that has fun is probably enough to keep the team going in the right direction. Am I right about that?
Well, I think if you look at every team that's playing now, there wouldn't be a team that's saying they're not having fun. The workplace has to be a fun environment. It can't be all doom and gloom. And if it gets to that, then I don't think your team performs as well as they could. Now, it can't be all fun. There's got to be accountability. There's got to be discipline. There's got to be trust. There's got to be confidence. There's got to be hard and fast rules. And he's able to do that. So I think he walks that balance really well.
You were obviously pleased with what he did with the roster at the end of the year. Were you also pleased with the roster you had at the end of the year?
Well, the roster has to get better. There's some areas we need to improve upon, and I think he got the most out of that group, but there's work to be done there.
Still going with reshaping over rebuilding? Is that still how you view your situation?
Yeah, I do. I don't think we're in a rebuild. I think there's a lot of work to be done, but there's also some very good players here, and we're not going to trade them all. We're going to make the appropriate decisions, but I expect this team to be very, very, very competitive next year.